exact solution for a pulse. So we already found that n frequency components superimpose together and form a pulse. Now we want to write a mathematical expression for a pulse psi of t. Okay, so we already said that our first assumption is that there are n frequency components. There are n frequency components. N frequency of oscillations. Okay, the minimum frequency omega 1, minimum frequency is omega 1 and maximum frequency is omega 2. Okay, all these things we already discussed, and these n frequency components have n oscillations. N oscillations have same amplitude A, and these n oscillations have same phase constant, that is, let it be 0. Okay, these are our assumptions. Now we want to make n frequencies of oscillation in between omega 1 and omega 2 and wants to superimpose together to construct psi of t. So we can write the expression. So psi of t represents superimposed wave or wave packet or wave pulse. This is equal to minimum frequency is omega 1. So one oscillation of frequency is omega 1. So you can write this as E cos omega 1t. Because here we discussed about harmonic oscillations. So here the harmonic oscillation with the lowest frequency omega 1 with phase constant 0 and amplitude A. Plus, now comes the second component. What is the frequency of second component? Because we already assumed that these n frequency of oscillations distributed uniformly in between omega 1 and omega 2. That is, see, omega 1 is the minimum frequency and omega 2 is the maximum frequency. Omega 1 minimum frequency and omega 2 maximum frequency. In between, we have to distribute n oscillations. Okay, so this difference omega 2 minus omega 1 is equal to delta omega, and delta omega equal to delta omega by n minus 1. That is this small area. You can classify the frequencies between omega 1 and omega 2 into small delta omegas. So first component is omega 1t, next component is omega 1 plus delta omega, next component omega 1 plus 2 delta omega, next 3 delta omega. Like this small portion represents delta omega. Okay, so this one is first frequency omega 1. Corresponding harmonic oscillation is A cos omega 1 t. Next frequency of oscillation is omega 1 plus delta omega. So here come A cos omega 1 plus delta omega t. Okay. Then this plus then A cos omega 1 plus 2 delta omega t plus etc. up to finally, what is the final frequency of oscillation? From this you can see that by increasing omega 1, omega 1 plus delta omega, omega 1 plus 2 delta omega, finally it reaches at omega 2. So last component is E cos omega 1 plus delta omega t. What is this omega 1 plus delta omega? This is omega 2, because already we defined like this, omega 2 minus omega 1 equal to delta omega. So omega 2 equal to omega 1 plus delta omega into t. So we just write all these assumptions into a mathematical form. If we superimpose all these components, frequency of oscillations together, we get the amplitude of the wave packet or superimposed wave or our pulse. So we want to simplify this expression to find an expression for psi of t. We need an expression for psi of t such that this is equal to A of t into omega cos omega average t. We want to express this equation, that will be equation 1. We want to express equation 1 in this form, A of t cos omega average t. So by operating on this equation 1, we have to come to the expression like this. That's what we want to do next. Now, to simplify equation 1, we have to use complex functions. That is, we already seen that our harmonic oscillations are represented by cosine function A cos omega 1 t. Similarly, A cos omega 1 plus delta omega t. So, we can represent the cosine function using Euler formula, complex function in the form of a complex function. So, let it be f of t. We define a new function, f of t, such that f of t equal to e raised to I omega 1 t plus e raised to I omega 1 plus delta omega t plus next e raised to I omega 1 plus 2 delta omega t. Now you can extend like this up to e raised to I omega 1 plus delta omega t. Okay, what is the peculiarity of this equation? From this equation you can see that real part of f of t represent cos functions in our equation 1. Cos omega 1 t. Cos omega 1 t is the real part of this expression. cos omega 1 plus delta omega t. This is the real part of this expression. Like that, all these components, real part of all these components gives us the cosine part of equation 1. So we can simplify this expression first, then use its real part for simplifying equation 1. Okay. So to simplify this, I am doing a simple rearrangement. Suppose I am taking out e raised to I omega 1 t outside, then e raised to I omega 1 t, taking out 1 plus e raised to I delta omega t plus e raised to I 2 delta omega t plus e raised to I etc. e raised to I delta omega t. Okay, e raised to I, we take out this e raised to I omega 1 t from this expression to like this. Now you can write these expressions like this is equal to some plus s equal to, let s equal to 1 plus e raised to I delta omega t plus e raised to I 2 delta omega t plus etc. to e raised to I delta omega t. Okay. Now suppose I multiply this two sides such that put a equal to e raised to I delta omega t. Okay. Then what happens to our series? S equal to 1 plus a square plus etc. up to, what about this term? We already found that delta omega equal to delta omega by n minus 1. This expression we used earlier, delta omega by n minus 1. So n minus 1 into delta omega. So you get here a raised to n minus 1. Hope you get what we have done here. Okay. Now suppose we multiply both sides with a. Then what happened? Es equal to a plus a square plus a cube plus etc. up to an. Okay. Do you familiar with this expression? The RHS of this expression represent a series. What series? This is a geometric progression, GP. This expression represents a geometric progression, GP. Sum of n numbers in a geometric progression. How we can write this? The first term, here the first term is a, the first term into the multiplier, that means the a raised to n minus 1 by a minus 1. This is the expression for GP, geometric progression. So you get here AS equal to a raised to n minus 1 by a minus 1. So you can cancel a both sides, then you get S equal to a raised to n minus 1, a raised to n minus 1 divided by a minus 1. s. For simplifying this, we have to given back its substitution. Substitute for a, e raised to I delta omega t. So this expression goes to e raised to I n delta omega t minus 1 divided by e raised to I delta omega t minus 1. If we write like this, we cannot get a picture of what happens to our superimposed wave or pulse. So we have to manipulate this equation once again. For that, all of you know, I think all of you know the expressions for sine theta and cos theta, etc. That means e raised sine theta. Sine theta equal to e raised to I theta minus e raised to minus I theta divided by 2I. For cos theta, e raised to I theta plus e raised to minus I theta divided by 2. These are the two relations in trigonometry. So using Euler formula, you can prove these expressions. Sin theta can be written as e raised to I theta minus e raised to minus I theta by 2I. Similarly, cos theta can be written as e raised to I theta plus e raised to minus I theta by 2. We can use these expressions here. So, this S equal to e raised to I n delta omega t. We have to take a e raised to I n delta omega t by 2 outside. Then we get e raised to I n delta omega t by 2 minus e raised to minus I n delta omega t by 2 divided by e raised to I delta omega t by 2 minus e raised to minus I delta omega t by 2. Into we get this expression taking out these terms. So here e raised to I n delta omega t by 2 and here e raised to I delta omega t by 2. Hope that you get what we have done here. Here this is our actual expression. In this expression there is e raised to I n delta omega t. We are taking out e raised to I n delta omega t by 2. So if you take that out, you here only have e raised to I n delta omega t by 2. So here comes a minus sign and the taking out part here. Okay. So now again, once again you can simplify this part first and then this part. So what we get here, you can write all these terms together. So what happens? That is e raised to I n delta omega t by 2 minus I delta omega t by 2. Right? This is this term. Or you can join these terms together and so you get this as e raised to I n minus 1 delta omega t by 2. What is this n minus 1 delta omega? We already find it as delta omega. Okay, so you get here e raised to I delta omega t by 2. So this part simplified into e raised to I delta omega t by 2. Now what about this term? Already we defined our expressions for sin theta and cos theta. Comparing with this, you can see that the denominator represent 2 times sin n delta omega t by 2. This part represents 2 times sin delta omega t by 2. Substituting here all this, so you get sin n delta omega t by 2 divided by sin delta omega t by 2 multiplied by e raised to I delta omega t by 2. So we get S such that S equal to e raised to I delta omega t by 2 sin n delta omega t by 2 divided by sin delta omega t by 2. Okay, now we can substitute this in our f of t. F of t is equal to e raised to I omega 1 t into S. So substituting for S, you get here e raised to I delta omega t by 2 into sin n delta omega t by 2 divided by sin delta omega t by 2. Okay, so we can add these two terms together and you get e raised to I omega 1 plus delta omega by 2 into t and this term itself sin n delta omega t by 2 divided by sin delta omega t by 2. So this is the expression for f of t. Now in order to get our superimposed state psi of t, we want to take the real part of f of t. Psi of t equal to a times real part of f of t. Okay, psi of t is the superimposed amplitude which we have written in our equation 1. That equation is equal to amplitude a into real part of f of t. F of t is given by this expression. We can write psi of t as a times real part of f of t. So we can write it here, psi of t equal to a into real part of f of t. Here you can see that the complex term is this one, e raised to I omega 1 plus delta omega by 2 into t. So real part means cos omega 1 plus delta omega by 2 into t into this term. Okay, so I am writing that term here, a cos omega 1 plus delta omega by 2 into t, then sin n delta omega t by 2 divided by sin delta omega t by 2. This is our expression, but you can see that delta omega, we already defined delta omega such that omega 2 minus omega 1. Okay, so here you get omega 1 plus omega 2 minus omega 1 by 2. That means this is equal to omega 1 plus delta omega by 2 equal to omega 1 plus omega 2 minus omega 1 by 2. Okay, that means this is equal to omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2. What is this term? Omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2. This frequency is more familiar to us earlier in our previous lectures. This is called average frequency, omega average. So this is equal to omega average. So we can substitute in this expression for this omega 1 plus delta omega by 2 by the term omega AB. So this expression takes the form A cos omega AB t, omega AB t sin all these terms, sin n delta omega t by 2 into sin delta omega t by 2. Or we can write this expression, as A of t into cos omega AB t. So equation 1 takes a new form A of t into cos omega AB t, where A of t is equal to A into then these terms sin n delta omega t by 2 divided by sin delta omega t by 2. This is the amplitude of the oscillation. A of t equal to A sin n delta omega t by 2 by sin delta omega t by 2 with oscillation frequency average omega AB. This is the superimposed state. This result is familiar to us where we superimpose only two frequencies. Now the corresponding expression for n components, n frequency of oscillation is given by this expression with amplitude varying with the time as shown in this equation. Okay, so here there is a constant amplitude A. Usually we prefer amplitude in the initial condition at t equal to 0. What is the amplitude of the oscillation? In terms of A of 0, we can replace this equation such that at t equal to 0, A of 0 equal to, we can put t equal to 0 here. A of 0 equal to sin 0 by sin 0. There is a problem because sin 0 0, sin 0 0. So there comes 0 by 0. So we can directly substitute 0 for t here. What we do then? We can expand these two series, sine and these two sines. So what do you get? For example, suppose I write here. Suppose theta equal to delta omega t by 2. Then we can write this expression sin n theta. This numerator becomes sin n theta. Sin n theta equal to n theta minus, then how can you expand this series? Theta minus sin n theta minus theta cube by 3 factorial plus etc. Similarly, you can write for sin theta also. Sin theta. Theta minus theta cube by 3 factorial plus like that. Okay, so we assume here t very small. T at t equal to 0. And we assume very large number of frequency components, capital N. That means this delta omega is also very small. That means delta omega t by 2 is a very small quantity. So for very small quantities, these higher powers can be neglected. So you will get sin n theta approximately equal to n theta and sin theta approximately equal to theta. That means sin n theta approximately equal to n theta. The first term here, sin theta approximately equal to theta. Okay, now you can substitute that in this expression. So sin n theta by sin theta becomes n theta by theta. Cancelling out theta, you get a of 0 equal to a n theta by theta. Theta cancels out, you get n into a. Or this constant amplitude a, this is the unknown quantity. The constant amplitude a is given by a of 0 by n. So, using the initial condition, you can write the expression for amplitude. So, total superimposed amplitude. Here, the a can be replaced with a0 by n. So, your new equation, new amplitude can be written as a of t equal to a of 0 by n sin n delta omega t by 2 divided by sin delta omega t by 2. So, this is the expression for a pulse. For very large n, this n minus 1 delta omega has no major role. That means, for very large n, we already see that n minus 1 delta omega equal to delta omega. But for very large n, this is approximately equal to n delta omega. That's equal to delta omega. So you can replace this expression n delta omega with the frequency band delta omega itself. This is the expression for the superimposed amplitude. So in this lecture we find out the expression for a pulse. That means we assumed n frequencies of oscillations superimposing together and forming a pulse. Here the expression for the pulse is simplified into the form psi of t equal to a of t cos omega avt. That means the pulse propagates with angular frequency omega av, average angular frequency, but its amplitude varies with time such that a of t equal to a0 by n into sin n delta omega t by 2 by sin delta omega t by 2. This is the mathematical expression for a pulse. Hope that you can understand what is pulse and how we can express mathematically this pulse. Next video we can discuss about how these terms comes to the form of Fourier integral and all its frequency spectra. Thank you.